Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn in our Whitepaw colony. And as you can see, the colony is currently paused. We've got a pretty good network of transportation going on. However, we're definitely coming into one of the points where we're starting to slow down, just due to basically supply chain choke points, such as the alchemist having to produce tar for just about everything, but also having to produce several things for several other projects. So we're going to have to keep an eye on them. They are going to need sunflower oil, so I went ahead and switched our berry juice over to do some sunflower oil while we might have a little bit of power left. But today we're going to try and conquer some of those projects that, well, whenever it gets a little bit slow, we're going to take on those projects, and that's what we're doing today. We're going to start with some of the power system here, and I'm going to see if I can replace some of these wheels with water wheels. So we're going to come out of there, and I want to make sure that we can get staircases. Let's grab the wooden stairs. There we go. We'll put those in, grab a platform over. And it's going to have to come over. Let's grab that. Nope, not that. I want the platforms. We're going to put the platforms there. Since there's not really any power coming in to speak of, we can just go ahead without too much problem. Get rid of those. And get rid of these. There we go. We'll come back for those in a bit. It might be a little bit more difficult to get to those. So let's go ahead. We're going to do this. Actually, I should have went the other way, shouldn't I? That way I had the right amount of... There we go. And we're just going to come out as far as we can get over here. If I go 2... Let's double check the spacing on these before I go. There we go. 1, 2, 3... Okay, so it needs to stop before then. Grab these. Now that we've thoroughly confused our poor beavers on what we want to do, we'll do this. We'll do this. So we need actually one there. We need a power cord here. Oh, it decided to turn. There we go. Power shaft. Let's just do one out of there. And they might be able to build it from this side. In fact, they might be able to build this one from this side too. But we are out of planks. So let's go check. You're set for sawdust. Nope, just do planks. You're fine there. You know what? We'll do that for now. And then once this comes back up, we'll set this back for that. We've got a couple of planks here and there, so hopefully they'll be able to build in all of that. And we'll come back. I've got another power idea for this that I want to basically put in there. It's a little silly, but we'll check and make sure that it works here in a bit. They're still working on these locks up here, but I did think of something. They're going to get this one in, but it's going to take them quite a while with all the tar that it takes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a temporary house in here. It kind of bends the rules just a bit, but, you know, that's going to be okay. We're going to live with it. We're going to do the same thing over here. That way, hopefully, at least this one at some point won't be spitting out bad water. I don't think we'll be able to get both of them before the next bad tide, but we're going to see. So let's go ahead. We'll put in, we want our housing, and then let's do 3 across. How about 1 there and 1 there? We're going to have 2 anyway, so we'll do that, and eventually we'll connect those in once there's no bad water to speak of. But we'll let them work on that. We'll let them continue to work on that as well. I noticed we're out of range. If you follow the range of the metal down here, it's just out of range. So we're going to toss in. Let's see. Let's do the scavenger flags. We'll do about that many. That looks good. And then back up here, we're going to temporarily turn this down, and we're even going to put that as the lowest possible so that we don't have to worry about. Last time I bought this gas tank, but I didn't notice that it needs so much stuff that we just don't have, so we're going to have to wait on that, I believe. But until that's in, we can work on some of the other stuff. For instance, now that we're back over here, we're going to just do something a bit silly, but hopefully it helps us stay powered while the droughts are in. So what I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and I want to, let's grab a, where's the power? There it is. Power shaft. We're going to go with the upward power shaft. We're going to put it right here. And then we're going to go vertical power shaft, basically just as high as we can go. And hopefully, with all this extra energy that we are generating, we'll be able to store a decent amount with a super tall building. There we go. We'll go all the way up, and then we'll go back down 3. That should be what we have. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to take some platforms, and we're just going to come up the side here. There we go. All the way up to, well, nearly the top. There we go. That should be fine. Can I put one more in there? Maybe get that to work. There we go. Let's get a battery. Cannot be built at this height. Oh well. I thought maybe, just maybe, we would be able to do that, but nope. Let's see if I can get the battery up there now. No, still cannot be built at that height. Okay, well, if it's going to be that picky about it, we will just remove a couple of these. All right, now if I put one of those there, like so, now can I do a gravity battery at the top? There we go. That's going to have a decent amount of power. In fact, will it tell us how much it saves? No, of course not. But you say, Eld, they can't get up that high. Well, yes, that's definitely true. However, we have two options. One, we wait for the ladder. The ladder's going to take a bit to get, and it's fairly resource intensive anyway. So we're going to do just something a bit strange here, and I'm going to use some staircases. We're going to start off with a regular one here. And let's go with a platform. We'll do platform here. And then we'll do a 2 and a 2. And we'll go up. Let's see. We need, what? 1 here? Yep. And then we need another 2. And then it should just be 2s all the rest of the way up. That goes there. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. So if we fill out this tower and we put spiral staircases in here, well, let's see if it lets me. We should theoretically be able to get to the top here. And then once it's done, we can knock it all back down and get most of the resources back. But the big thing will be that we'll have hopefully a ton of power saved up. So if we go there and we go here, there we go. We'll do this. I'll fill this in with all of these spiral staircases like this. Oops, I'm going to flip those. It's going to go there. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. And so on, it looks like. And we'll make our way up the tower. But I'll do that and we'll come back in a minute. I think I'm also going to try and get up here. We might not be able to divert everything right away, but you never know. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start our way up with some ladders. We could probably do 1, 2, 3 ladders there. We'll set these to be cut so they can get to them. And then once they go up here, we'll work our way up and around and start on the diverter there. We're going to have to probably get some dynamite to blow maybe a path off this side, but I don't foresee any beavers being on this side for quite a while. I've noticed we're having a bit of an issue with the cabbages. We've got some to do there, but it does seem like we're a little over on our sunflowers, so we might eliminate this sunflower area since we just got a large one over here that's hopefully being helped greatly by this large farmhouse. So what I'm going to do here is we're not going to really destroy the sunflowers as much as we are just tell them not to plant them. And as the sunflowers get picked, we'll replace those with more cabbages. Something else I think I need to do, I need to get a couple of medium tanks here for the 2 juices. We don't have any large tanks, to my knowledge, anywhere, just setting them out. We just have the 2 places itself, and then a couple of side tanks here and there. But I'd rather have some large ones, just in case. Let's get a berry juice one. Let's go ahead and get a sunflower. Although I don't know if that will be filled up anytime soon. Hopefully it will, but you never know. Something else that might help them out over here is if we put the assistants on there. Originally I wasn't planning on doing that, but you know what? We'll get things sped up that way, hopefully, and then they'll also be able to send those assistants maybe to other areas that they can help speed other things up. With about 600, almost 700 science, I think it's about time we took our next step in our colony, which usually is going to be the factory. It's 500 and it's going to take 200 HP, but we should have plenty of extra there. So what I'm going to try and do is, let's see if we can find a good place for it. Back here somewhere. Oh, let's go. Oop, metal. Let's grab the factory. We'll put it in. Oh, it can't be built under that underhang, can it? Or with the path there. The overhang is in the way of the path. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's get rid of that. Do I need these at the moment? Does not look like I do. So let's go ahead and we will start taking these out as well. They can come pick up all that stuff. Let's find the factory. And where is the connection point on the factory? It is the upper left. So if I were to put it, say, here, I would need to break this one, which is fine. We can actually pause this. And let's grab one of these. We'll go up here. Grab one of these. We'll go this way with it. And then we will put in our factory here, which we will. Can I put that in there? Gotta be. Okay, that lines up with that anyway. That's fine. So that'll start. Hopefully these should get done before this will. It probably will, or it probably should, because I've got to destroy this, make another anvil, then make another one of those in the factory to keep going. It's kind of a weird destroy, build, rebuild kind of setup, but hopefully once we get there, we'll be able to start making some more things. We're going to need a couple of other items, of course, to keep moving, but at least we'll be one more step ahead. Over here, they've got at least up the mountain so we can plan our next steps. It's going to take a while to build them, of course, but I'm going to go ahead and toss in just one of these, and we'll put in, let's see, we want, is it levee? Yep. We're going to do one levee there. We're going to do one levee there. And then when they can get that built, eventually, we'll put some dynamite up here and it can just dump all the bad water off of this side. We're starting to get a bit low on the metal over here, so I want to come to where there's the most metal on the map, which is right here. I'm not sure what was there before, but must have been a large amount of skyscrapers. So if we can get down there somehow or other, let's just take and see if we can find our way down. We go here, here, and then we do curved stairs maybe here. We'll at least set up to get down here. We can do that. We could do curved stairs down, or I could just take these down farther. Here we go, and let's do one here. Do that, yep. And then I need... Do I need a 2 there? It looks like I need a 2. There you go. Grab you. You come down here. Grab a 1. You go down this way. Let's turn the stairway. There we go. Might have led myself into a dead end. Let's go the other way. Let's go that way. And then we do one more platform here. Oh, grab those. There we go. No, actually, let's do this. There we go. And there. Now we're down. We just connect it all in. This can all come over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these in here, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to connect in the main gatherer over there so that we can pull these in pretty quickly. We'll do that. I'm going to guess that's probably not going to work. Too far. Okay, well, that is not the end of the world. Can I do a zipline pylon? Zipline pylon. Or can I can't get to you. If I do it, let's just turn in a bad direction. Do you here. I could do that. And then just connect you to there, connect you to there, and you to there. And there we go. That'll give us all the metal that we need for quite a while once that gets built. Our tower is complete. However, I found something out, which on a different play, when I tried to basically do the same thing, the battery didn't move, and I think it's because this one might not actually allow you to connect the gravity batteries in from the top. So what I'm going to do is we're going to change this just a bit. We're going to go to this one. I'm going to remove it. We're going to put in a power shaft here, a three-way T, which should... Nope, I want the upward one. There we go. Upward one. And then we're going to do this again. I want to do that, or I could just correct my issue a different way. If I were to... Let's see. Let's go a different way real quick, and we'll just do 2 platforms all the way up, almost to the top. And then here, we'll take you off of there. We'll take you down. We'll do that. You should all be within reach, so that shouldn't be too bad. power. Then we're just going to do something strange, and we're going to... Let's go. Nope, not that one. Well, we can use that one. We'll use that one. We'll use this one. And then we'll do back to power. This one. We'll do upward here. And we'll do, let's see, downward? No. Could do the T, but I don't see myself coming back up here again. So we'll do that, and then we'll put the battery once again facing in. Do I have... I have enough to get the actual heavy-duty gravity battery, and then I would have to worry less about that, because I definitely don't have enough for the heavy gravity battery. But the heavy-duty one, you know what? Oh, I don't have the metal for it yet, so we'll just do the light, and if we need to get back up here, it'll be an excuse to get ladders to come back up here. But let's say all of this super high priority so we can go ahead and get it done. Okay, after a slight redesign of the tower, we're now going to take all of this out, and we'll see if we get a decent amount. There we go. Now we have stored power, and we're overcharging the batteries at the moment, so probably not going to use any. We've got our factory. In fact, the factory's almost gone, or almost done. We just need this anvil. So let's go ahead, and before we go, we'll take out that, and then I want to get in the storage so that we can pick up the anvil, which I believe we can just put right here. Glorious storage. There we go. Anvils, say that's high priority, going out, and once they pick that up, they'll be able to finish off the factory. But I think that's going to do it for this time. We managed to get a little bit in. We're protected on one side from bad water. Our protection from the other side of bad water over here is going in slowly. We're just kind of stuck on tar, and we need to make a lot more tar, but unfortunately we need to make a lot of things in the Alchemist. So next time we'll see if we can get this factory in. We'll put our primitive ironworks back in. We'll have to make one of the medium mines to get quartz, and then we'll start making a whole bunch of stuff and see what we can and can't get, and we'll go from there. But until then, just want to say thank you very much for dropping by, and hope to see you next time.